This week on Kick, the 250s are at Signoli in Italy, the fourth round of the World Championship. To Spain and Belpuig for the third round of the 125s. And rounding out the show from Sittendorf in Austria, round 3 of the 500 World Series. So the fourth round of the World Championships finds the 250s in Italy. And Signoli, after the sandy Dutch Grand Prix, represents the classic style of southern dirt track that a lot of these riders grew up with. Fifth fastest in practice, number 75, Mike Brown. And we'll ride with him as he talks us round the track.
Yeah, it was good. Glad to be back on the hard track. Last week we was on the sand, and today the track's really nice. A little bit of rocks out there, but ended up getting fifth overall in the time practice.
Pole position though.
The rocks all over the track makes it kind of slippery. The off-camber turns and the big jumps. I see a couple people have been breaking the wheels out there. You can't jump as hard as you want to, but I think it'll be a good race tomorrow.
Well, Brown may have been fifth fastest, but it was countryman Talon Voland, the number 3 machine, who set the pole position.
Last year I was very consistent, but not enough winning, and that costed me to lose the championship by 20 points. So this year I have to go for the win, even if I risk a little bit crashing. So that's what I do tomorrow. I go for the win.
Compared to the other official riders,
yeah,
it's quite simple here.
The last couple years I had an old truck, so old, and this one is brand new. It's not finished yet inside, but it's good because I can be independent with my team, and I go train like this. I just take out this old bed, and then I put my bike, I go riding. I don't like to be so much with the team, you know. I like to do my own thing. Then I feel more confident.
Second quickest was the 96 world champion Stefan Everts, and he's been showing consistent form since the beginning of the season. His worst result, only fourth place. Third was Tortelli. He doesn't particularly claim to like this track, and after an early crash he's riding with a protector on his lower right leg. I'm okay, he says. I'm not suffering too much with pain from my leg, but I'm not 100% yet. I'm afraid of hurting my leg in right-hand corners if I put my foot down. The problem is that there are lots of right-hand corners on this track.
Donc sur un circuit comme ici où il y a beaucoup de virages à droite, c'est un peu embêtant pour moi.
So Sebastian Tortelli third, Frederick Bolle, his countryman, fourth. Now he did really enjoy practice. He said it's a tough track, rocky and dusty like the tracks that I'm used to at home. He said, sure, I'll be out front, but it's going to be pretty difficult racing all the same. Also coming from the south of France, Yves Demaria, number 4, loved these conditions. He had ignition problems which only really allowed him one quick lap in practice, but that was good enough for 6th, and he's going for a win in the race. He said, I'm very disappointed actually not to be on pole. The important thing here though is of course the race results, not pole, and tomorrow I can win. Not such good news in practice for number 8 De Wit, for Bera, or for Marnik Berbers, the number 2.
10 time here, it's okay for me because the time are close together, everybody at almost the same speed. So it doesn't matter here, the start line, if you're with the first 20 it's okay. So I feel happy with it. Hopefully tomorrow I can be in top 3.
Well, before the racing gets underway, the drivers are on autograph duty, meeting their fans, and a whole host of them clamouring for interviews and for signatures at this Italian circuit. We'll be back with the racing after this break.
Giovanni Elber is the star striker of which European club? Play and win a home theatre system including a big screen TV set, an audio-video display stand, plus an amplifier and a set of speakers. You can also win Eurosport bum bags. Call now. Good luck. The Mountain Bike World Cup. They go up, they go down. Whether it's cross-country or downhill, it's 5 months of the toughest racing across 4 continents. Europe, North America, Africa and Australasia. Eurosport keeps you up to date. The Mountain Bike World Cup from Budapest, Sunday at 6 CET on Eurosport. With Giant, Earth, Wind and Bicycles. And Shimano, original bike components.
Well, you can see from that clip the conditions not all they could have been late on Saturday, but the race gets underway on Sunday, whatever. The best start for Sebastian Tortelli, the number 24, grabbing the whole shot into the first corner. But a bad start for Frederick Bolle, the Frenchman on number 5, coming through in last place. Tortelli leads from Demaria, Carlson, Everts, Brown and Pit Byra. Everts grabbing third place from Carlson. And the filth on the number 1 machine shows just how muddy this track is. Brown in 5th place on the 75, and following him Pit Byra and Talon Voland. Marnik Berbers down there as well. Tortelli leading comfortably. Yves Demaria chasing hard in 2nd place. Bolle, number 5, making a good comeback with that disastrous start. Well, he's chasing De Wit now, but only for 13th. Talon Voland Chasing Brown. Tortelli leads it still though. And where are the others? There's De Maria. And there is the reigning champion, Stefan Everts. Carlsen's fourth. And Brown, 75, and Voland 3, closing down on him. But it all goes wrong for Talon Voland. Just getting it out of sync, coming down off the bump. And although he gets up immediately and runs for the machine, this mighty impact breaks his collarbone. You wouldn't guess it to look at him now. So, under the mud it's 75. And behind him, Pit Beirer closing in, the German taking the place. De Maria finally closing down the gap to the leader, Tortelli. Everts in third now, and Carlsen not ready to give up the place for long. And Pit Beirer closing in on that battle as well. Some mighty drops on this track. What a precipitous one that is. Here are the lead pair though. Tortelli's slowing because he's lost his goggles. Well, as long as he doesn't have to follow anybody, that shouldn't be too much of a nightmare for him. But they are coming into traffic. Carlsen and Beirer now battling for fourth. Everts still just ahead of them in third. Tortelli catching the back markers. He's going to be in trouble. Everts, Carlsen and Beirer. Still this third, fourth and fifth place battle. Under the filth there, number 5, Bolle, now up to 8th place. Chasing number 22, Eastwood. And passing. Well, one of Marnik Wilverts. Here he is, the number 2 machine in 6th place. Carlsen under sustained attack from Pete Beirer once more. And the German goes past. Tortelli still leads it, and now opening up a little bit more of a margin once more to De Maria. Only a few lengths, but it all counts. And Tortelli holds on to win it. De Maria in second. Good start, he says, but I didn't have any problems early on. But my goggles broke, and I had to slow down and take them off, and then De Maria closed. I managed to open up an advantage again, but it was tough when I had to lap the slower riders. I was very close to Sebastian, he said, but it was difficult to follow him. He said I had a good ride, but the stuff getting thrown up at you was very difficult. I really tried to attack him when he had to pull his goggles off, but I had to take mine off as well, and after that I had to settle for second, but hopefully I'll try and win the second race. Stefan Everts made it up to third on the podium, but the big question is who will win race 2. Well, again, the water serving to really muddy up this dusty track. Away they go for race 2. Yves De Maria this time gets a decent start, but it's 75. Brown who gets the whole shot and grabs the lead. De Maria behind him on 4. Bolle behind him. And Stefan Everts well up this time right from the start. But a bad start from Tortelli. Where is he? There he is, only 9th place. Going to be tough to repeat his victory from there. Everts battling for third and goes inside Bolle to take third place. In amongst the midfield, Tortelli passing Peugeot Tractor, number 10. And that puts him up into 9th. And Mike Brown getting it all wrong, going into the slow corner. Yves de Maria on a wider, much faster line, blasts past. Tortelli picks up another couple of places now, past Zanni and Bartolini. And that moves him right up to 6th. De Maria leads, Brown second, Everts third, there he is, and Bolle in 4th place. Pit Byron, the number 7, just about recognisable now, all avoiding trouble nicely. Bartolini goes off, 44 into the tyres. That's another place picked up for Pete Byron. And Byron really flying, taking no prisoners here. Very edge of the pants racing. Tortelli again throwing away the goggles. While all the muddy stones getting thrown up, clearly taking their toll here. He grabs 5th place now from Eliasson. Brown once more in problems on the slower corners, gets edged out by Stefan Everts, avoids the crash, but now he's in problems with Bolle. Bolle number 5 chasing hard. Side by side, almost they jump. And again, Brown sliding wide out of the slower corner. And it looks as if Bolle's got the momentum to carry him past. He does indeed. De Maria 4, he's the leader. Well, you'd never guess it to look at the front of his machine. Everybody else, though, looking far worse. Here's Tortelli. Brown. Dear oh dear, he really just hasn't got the measure of this second race. Did so much better in race 1. Tortelli passes Bolle for third. Everts closing in on Yves de Maria. So the Belgian and the Frenchman. And Everts passes to take the lead for the first time in this race. There is the battle for second, and it's the man again. Sebastian Tortelli now challenging for second after a dreadful start. Pit Byron passing Brown as well, while the early leader fading badly and really sliding down the field. And a big lead battle. Everts ahead. But De Maria and Tortelli fighting tooth and nail for second place. And a fantastic battle between those two. And really closing on Stefan Everts as well. Oh, and a massive, massive crash. De Maria just kicking away from him over the bumps there, and what a landing. You can just imagine how much that hurt, and the bike catching him afterwards. Well, broken ribs for Yves de Maria, and very definitely, as you might gather, out of this race. So it comes down to Stefan Everts, the reigning champion, and Sebastian Tortelli. Inside the final couple of laps, Tortelli very close. Can Everts hold on? Well, if he wins this one and getting all the muck in his face as well without the goggles, it'll be a great run from Tortelli. Everts very economical as ever with a line, but Tortelli's alongside. Fantastic stuff. The back markers coming to a dead halt to watch, never mind to come out of the way. Tortelli, can he grab the lead? Yes. Yes, for a moment. So these two world champions fight it out. Everts, the 250 world champion of 96. Tortelli, of course, the 125 world champion. Tortelli has it with the last couple of corners to go, the last couple of jumps. Can he hold on? Everts comes back at him side by side. It couldn't be a closer finish. Down they come, racing towards the checker. Again, Everts has the lead. Well, Stefan Everts wins it by the narrowest of margins. A fantastic race.
It's been for years that we had such a close finish, and Sebastian rode really strong, and it was very tough, but I'm very happy with my victory. It's very important for me, and I'm happy.
Well, both of these guys, as you can see, bleeding and bruised from the stones. He said, when I passed Stefan, we touched, and in the last corner, unfortunately, I made a mistake. He was coming in really hot at the end, and he just managed to get past me, but certainly no disgrace in second place there. A fantastic battle between the pair of them. Bolle third, Tortelli wins the Grand Prix though, and Everts, the leader of the championships from Baverts and Tortelli, will bring you the French Grand Prix in May on Kick.